What's up, Ravens fans? It's time to answer your questions on this week's Ravens Mailbag. No, we did not get any questions about Mink being a dad. How is it?
It's been awesome.
We're glad to have you back here in the building now that you're a proud papa, but now we're going to dive deep into the draft on today's Mailbag.
The first question comes from the Rants and Ravens, and he asks, if Tunsil, Ramsey, Buckner, Bosa, Jack go 1 through 5, so that's if no quarterbacks are taken in the first 5 picks before the Ravens, and the Ravens don't trade back, do they seriously take Stanley over Hargreaves? Well, this is really tough because I really wish there wasn't the caveat if they don't trade back, because I think if that happens, the Ravens will trade back. But I'm going to toss out another name other than Ronnie Stanley, who is a popular pick, and Vernon Hargreaves. I'm going to toss out Shaq Lawson. He's a pass rusher out of Clemson. Still would kind of fill a void of pass rusher and potentially step in for Terrell Suggs down the road. I think he reminds me a lot of Suggs. Good against the run, big body guy, thick. Would also add to the pass rush now. I think that he could be a possibility. If we're talking Stanley or Hargreaves, I lean a little bit towards Hargreaves. I think that he adds a playmaking corner to this mix that the Ravens want to get.
I agree with you. I just don't see the Ravens taking Ronnie Stanley. I know a lot of the mock drafts have the Ravens taking Stanley at 6. I just don't see it. Steve Rashadi said that going into next year, Eugene Monroe's the left tackle. I just have a hard time seeing the Ravens spend that high of a pick on a left tackle when they want the instant coffee playmaking kind of guy.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right, the next question to us comes from Lorenzo Simmons, and the question is, are there any good, strong safety prospects in free agency or the upcoming draft that the Ravens have their eye on? Well, maybe there are some, but I just don't see strong safety as a position that the Ravens are really going to look to try to go get somebody in free agency or in the draft. They added Eric Weddle. He's more of that free safety type. But the Ravens, Harbaugh said it. John Harbaugh said it when they signed Eric Weddle. They don't really view things as a free safety, strong safety. That's not as much of an important distinction as maybe it was 10 years ago. I think the Ravens also have a ton of safeties. They're talking about potentially moving somebody from safety to play inside linebacker as an option. They have Weddle, they have Matt Elam, they have Ladarius Webb, they have Kendrick Lewis. I'm probably missing like 6 other guys on that list. They have a number of safeties, so I just don't see them going and signing another player or drafting someone high.
Yeah, I think maybe in the later rounds they could draft a safety, but certainly not in the first 3.
Yeah.
Next question comes from Josh Price, and it is, it's obvious that the Ravens need depth at the cornerback spot. Would they be willing to sign a veteran like Antonio Cromartie to bring experience into the secondary? I think the Ravens already have a lot of experience at cornerback. What they need is more youth at that position. They need to groom somebody to potentially take over down the road, maybe step in for Sharice Wright a year or 2 away from now, something like that, somebody that they can pair with Jimmy for the long term. But no, I don't see Antonio Cromartie really fitting in. They already re-signed Sharice Wright. They have Will Davis coming back, another veteran. You have veterans at that spot. You need somebody young. So I think cornerback, we're talking about the first 3 rounds, I would be surprised if there weren't a corner in those rounds.
I think second round would be a really interesting spot for a corner. All right, the next question, this is our final question today, comes from Mitchell, and he wants to know, why do we have so many running backs? I know we're giving Trent Richardson a look, but let's be real, we ain't starting 5 backs. That's true. That would be interesting, though, if you want to give 5 running backs a shot out there. The reason that the Ravens have so many is they want to see who emerges from this pack. Maybe it's Justin Forsett. He kind of rose to the top a few years ago and ended up having a Pro Bowl season. But Trent Richardson, to me, I'm excited about this. I wrote about it late for work this week. He's somebody that is really motivated. In that interview, he talked about how, he was kind of at a low point last year when he got cut by the Oakland Raiders. He shed a ton of weight, about 20 pounds since he was in here a few weeks ago to get a workout in with the Ravens. He's going to be, he knows this is probably his last opportunity.
A good player is a motivated player oftentimes, and this guy is very motivated right now.
Totally agree. And then you look at the other guys. Buck Allen still has a very high ceiling. Terrence West has a high ceiling. I mean, I look at this running back position, and this is one of the most intriguing positions to me going into training camp. I think it's going to be a battle. The Ravens are going to have a tough decision on who to cut when it's all said and done, but also they have some playmaking potential guys in that group.
Have you ever heard Harb say he likes competition?
I have heard him say that.
Yeah.
And I've also heard him say we're never turning down a good player.
Exactly.
All right. So all of that is why the Ravens have so many running backs on the roster right now. We love hearing from you guys, so send in those questions each and every week. Twitter, Facebook, get at us any way you can. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys later.